Hey guys, MH3 here from Not So Daily Gaming. We're back, and this is just going to be a quick short video showing you how to get ready with FlightGear. So, one thing you want to do, obviously, is download FlightGear from... Oh, what's this? Oh, cool. FlightGear... FlightGear. So, flightgear.org, right? And then, pretty easy. It's written in C++, really nice. There's a big download button, which is really nice here. And then it'll tell you, like for Windows, so if you have to be a new or Windows user, Mac user in order to use it, but here's your download there, and then Linux is right there. Everything else, don't worry about because it'll be all there. So now I'm assuming that you've downloaded it. Maybe put a link into here. I just have mine in FlightGear Launch Controller. It's actually already installed on my computer through the software thing. So it's FlightGear Wizard, okay? And so I would recommend having the 3D preview disabled because it just slows you down. And you'll start off with this aircraft being selected, and it'll create a 3D model, and it takes a long time to load. So when you have the opportunity to unclick the 3D preview, it saves you a lot of time. Or maybe it's Cessna. I'm not sure. The one I would recommend, though, for starters, actually would be the Cub. Because it's as you can see, a very small airplane. Really easy to operate. There's no big systems and nothing big. And it has a pretty good rating. So that's fine. And you notice that you won't see, like, this family. You won't see those bigger airplanes. Because I downloaded them. And there's a way to do that. And I'll do a video on that maybe, too, if you guys want. Hit next. You should have KSFO, San Francisco International, selected. If you don't, go to installed airports, KSFO, and then just type in KSFO, and it'll find it for you. And there it is. Okay. You can pick a parking spot, or if you're gonna play on multiplayer, parking spot. If you just want to do whatever, you can just hit default runway. It'll find the best runway for you. Hit next. Here is where there's a lot of options. So you can select how big you want your window to be. That's fine for me. 3D clouds. Don't worry about that for now. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You want to have TerraSync enabled. The reason for that is if you fly, you currently have a small portion of the area around San Francisco downloaded. But if you fly out of that area, you really, 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 really don't want to see sea below you, right? And so that's why you want to hit TerraSync, and that'll automatically, as you move forward, will automatically download that terrain, which is really nice. Wheel Weather Fetch, I like. Let's see, where is it? I think it does that. And if you want more settings, there's the general features, more. You can freeze your fuel or clock. Do fog time, like I do mine match real time. Excuse me. I don't think there's anything else big. Okay, and so that's pretty simple, right? And so now we just hit click run, and so that'll start this up. And let's see if I can. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay, there we go. That's some of it. Here we go. Okay, so how can I do this? Dang it. You guys can't see. Okay. That will have to work. Yeah, okay. That'll have to work, unfortunately. I can't do anything better than that. But there we go. So I think you guys can see that, right? Yes. Okay, cool. So then we're in our airplane, right? You'll notice that I was able to set a call sign right there. So this right now, if we here to move around the air, see it outside view, press V, and then you can press V multiple times, or press Control V to get you back to your cockpit view. Here's your tab up here where it gives you all of your settings. Go ahead and explore these. They're very important. Don't worry about the AI one for right now. You don't want to worry about that. Multiplayer, we'll get to in a couple seconds here. Help, very helpful. And this one is also very helpful where I can set my gamer tag, basically. aircraft help. This on some airplanes, this is a gigantic page where it shows you a lot of information. This is important though. Excuse me, because it tells you in 70 miles per hour cruise speed or 61 in knots. And that's all basically we need to know. To start most airplanes, it'll either be an auto start up here, or you can just press S on your keyboard. And then want to give it just a little bit of throttle, and notice how I let go of S, and notice how the RPM is constantly climbing, and we're actually moving forward, which is interesting. I'm going to turn down my desktop audio. I know that's going to be loud for you guys. Okay. So we're basically moving, right? And I haven't even let go of the brakes. If we do that, oh, what happened? That'll happen sometimes. It's really quickly. It's really easy. Just click reset. It'll automatically reset it for you. Doesn't have to download any more scenery or whatever. Just has to load it. Takes a little while, but be patient. And then I think we're actually okay. So let's try that again. This time, where's the parking brake? Where's the parking brake? I know it's wait. Shift B that releases the parking brake. We'll just go like that for now. Parking brake may have been let go of. So let's try that again. Press S. Notice how my RPM is slightly climbing. I give some throttle, and then it climbs much faster. So notice we're now at a little bit of throttle. Press H, and you can kind of see this is your throttle over here. If I press up, page up, that increases your throttle. Page down decreases your throttle. Press H again, goes red, and then goes back to that. If you want to change like how far you zoomed in, press X to zoom in, Shift X to zoom out. But I like to do and Control X to go back to the default. If you have a number pad, use that. And how you do that is you want to make sure that number lock is enabled. Wait, we're disabled. I'm not sure. Just fool around with it. And 2 will pull you up. 8 will go down. 4 will tilt you go right. And 6 will go left. 5 resets all your controls. Or you can just use the arrow keys. So let's go ahead and Shift B. Okay, we're moving forward now. That just released our parking brake basically. Notice down here my throttle lever is going up. My airspeed is also going up. You'll notice that we finally kind of get on the ground here. I'm using, and then all of a sudden we just take off. So that's pretty nice. Pretty easy to do. And we're gonna go ahead and fly towards Oakland, and we'll do this really quickly. And then we will, using the autopilot, which I will show you in just a second. And it's a lot more complex for other planes, but this plane it's super simple, which I like. So let's go ahead and move on to this part of our lesson, and that is the autopilot. So in order to use the autopilot, all you have to do is press F11 on most planes, and we want to keep our wings level, so we'll just do that. And notice it'll, what is it doing? Sometimes we have problems with that, so let me reset and we'll take off again. Maybe we don't want to keep our wings level. So as you saw that up there on the autopilot screen, it has a couple options. You can basically make it so that way, okay, so we're going to start out really quickly here. Okay, so the autopilot has a couple options. If we press F11 here, you can get the wings level, heading, bug, velocity control. We want to go to a velocity of 61 knots, and we're going to hit enter and make sure to check it, and that'll automatically do it. We can pull up here. I'm using the key. I'm using my number pad again to control even. I can control it even though where there's a window up. We want an altitude of say 1,000, and pitch and heading control, and that'll automatically take control of that. And then now we only have control over our heading, which is basically our left and right. So let's say we want to do a heading, true heading of probably 90, and let's see where that gets us. And that now we don't have any control over the plane. Nope, that's too much. We want 270. Sorry. There's unfortunately no way. We're at 120. We want east. We can though pull up a map and kind of see where we are. So we're heading over here. So what was that? That's like 30. Okay, let's just do 30. 30, enter. Let's see where that gets us. So this is the line right here. That's where we're going, and we're gonna aim for over here because this is K Oakland or Oakland Airport. And once we kind of get down there, I'm not going to show you how to land or anything because that's a whole entire video within itself. But I will show you basically the basics. So that's about right. Yeah, that'll get us to K Oakland. We just want to go over it. So now, this is the map, by the way. You can get traffic if you have any traffic. We don't. Oop. Don't zoom out too fast because it does lag your computer a little bit. Now we have traffic. We have data, which tells us their airports, things. And if we look over here, if you want to do ILS, and again, look it up. Be sure you can get the ILS frequencies from here. You can look at where we've gone so far. Our nav aids, which are like basically like beacons, and then our fixes, which are like virtual points that we can go to. Excuse me. So you'll see it. I don't know if you noticed, but a couple seconds ago it just leveled out, and now it is going towards that. And we probably can increase this to 35, and you'll see that it automatically makes that change for us. Yeah, that'll be easier. And so you can do the autopilot thing over here, route manager. I'm not going to cover this again. Look it up. It's really cool. We can close this actually. We don't need that. And so now we're flying towards that, and that's a little bit of me an opportunity. So you right click. I didn't even think about that. Right click to look around your cockpit. Left click to interact with stuff. So for instance, if I want two throttle things. I didn't notice that. For instance, there's nothing to interact in this cockpit, but you can do that. And I have my auto hide menu automatically goes away. But okay. So I haven't even looked at there. Receive. Okay, cool. So let's go over these tabs. So you can position your aircraft in the air. You can select an airport, get random altitude up in the sky, or you can get the tower position, and that's if you want to ATC. I made a video over that. If you want to ATC or air traffic control in a multiplayer setting in FlightGear, it's really awesome. You guys should go check it out. Autopilot. This is the stuff that I covered before. Route manager works with previous and next waypoints. Basically, it's a way for you to automatically fly your plane from taking off, and you can actually automatically land your plane as well. It's really cool. You guys should check that out. There's a whole bunch of tutorials about that. Environment, weather. This gives you information. I like detailed weather and live data. That gives me, this is like what it is doing currently over the San Francisco Bay Area. Click OK. It actually, excuse me, there's a lot of fog. It has to update a little bit. Environment settings, that kind of gives you ground textures. If I want it to be winter, click that. Click reload scenery. There you go. Pretty simple. Time settings. This allows you to speed up the simulation rate. Look how fast the ocean is moving by at a ×8 acceleration, and look how slow it is by 1. We can warp the speed of time, like actual time. So now it's getting brighter, and then if we go fast, we'll leave it at that. So you can see, and then you can also say like, hey, I want it to be evening, and so now it will automatically warp, quote unquote, time in order to make it look like it's evening, which is really cool. But yeah, so see how it's getting dark now, and I don't like that, so we're going to go to morning again, and we can close that. Wildfire settings. This basically says, I like to have them enabled and have all of these enabled, because it's basically if you crash, you start a wildfire. Okay, map, pretty self-explanatory. I went over that. Stopwatch, a little nice utility here where we can time how much it takes, reset it, all that fancy stuff that a stopwatch comes with. Fuel and payload, radio settings. We'll start with these for now. Okay, so radio settings. This is a little bit more complex. So these two are your communication frequencies. You make sure, like, let's say if I want to change this to 18.75. This currently is not the active frequency. I need to switch this, and now you see it selected. And I can't edit this, actually. Actually, yes, I can. Excuse me. I would recommend doing the switchy thing, though. And then your nav frequencies. If you're interested in the radials and that sort of thing, look into autopilot and auto landing and stuff. That'll get you a pretty good tutorial on that. DME, pretty easy. TACAN, don't worry about that for normal airplanes. And then your transponder. This is what air traffic control uses to keep track of you. And so I can indent. That doesn't do much for you right now. You can say your altitude. We want it to just be on, so we'll leave it at that. Okay, our fuel and payload. This allows us to adjust how much fuel is in our tank, and notice there's the fuel display on this plane right here. We're getting pretty close to land right now, so I'm going to hurry this up, and yeah, I'll just hurry. And then you can also do your payload, so what is your passenger and pilot. So I'm going to stop right now for a couple seconds here, get some stuff set up, and then I will be... Okay guys, something I didn't mention before is the fact that you can actually pause your simulation. So if I want to, this is right now, it's pause, so press P to pause, pretty self-explanatory, and you notice it starts right back up. It doesn't give you anything in advantage like to pausing it unless you like are in an emergency and need to think about what you're going to do. So the runway we're going to land in is right over there. So this is a terrible landing technique, by the way. So I'm just kind of controlling the plane. I'm just using my arrow keys. Some people have joysticks. I don't need them. I'm not going to go over to how to set them up. There's a very extensive wiki, by the way, on how to set all this stuff up. And then once we land here, this is going to be a pretty long video, so I'm going to go ahead and get into multiplayer. So let's just quickly land. Actually, we don't need to even land on the runway. Yeah, probably do, though. Okay. Let's just do this really quick and easy, and probably decrease our throttle completely. Yeah, go like that. Okay. Just need to keep a somewhat stable cruising in control. We just need to make sure don't get below 60. Oh boy. Okay, throttle up. That's easy. No. This is it takes a lot of practice just to land, unfortunately. Okay, here we go. 15. Don't go below 15 RPM, 15,100 RPM. Don't do it. We can do this. We can land. We're going to be pro at landing. Watch this. Watch it. Like a pro landing. Anyway, guys, so there will be a new factions, hopefully, coming out on my channel soon. So look forward to that. I thought I'd just make this video because one of my friends was looking forward to flying, I thought, at least. And he told me he was interested in a different game just today. But that's fine. Oh, and we have touchdown, apparently. I didn't know we were that low. Okay. Whatever. And you see we're kind of bouncing up in the air. That's fine. We actually want that because we want to get to the runway. It's very nice. Okay. Cut throttle. Just page down on your keyboard. And go like that. Okay. No. Stop. Go down. Stay down. Don't use your brake on landing because it's bad. Bad thing. That was a terrible landing, but we will roll with it, and we're pointed in the direction I would like to be in, so we will call it good. And you press. I forget what you use to shut down. What I like to do is just do fuel off, and that gives it a little bit, and that should shut down the... Oh, no. Leave it off for a couple seconds so your RPM drops below about 5. And that's your thing to stop. You can go like that. Oh, it's still recovering. Oh my gosh. This is a very resilient... There we go. Okay. So that should not... What? How is that recovering? I don't get this. You just want to make sure the RPM drops to there. And then, okay, it stops. So now we can turn the fuel back on. This should not recover it. Good. Okay. So, if we press V, we can kind of see outside our airplane. So it was a nice, terribly horrific landing. But now we're going to go into multiplayer. So, multiplayer, there's a whole entire tab dedicated to it. Multiplayer settings, we're actually going to go over FGCOM, excuse me. FGCOM is a way for pilots to talk to each other inside the game. Excuse me. And it basically allows you to, when you push space, notice how the push to talk test, when I pushed space, it automatically hit that, so that basically means I'm talking. Right now, I'm actually not talking to anybody because of, yeah, but I actually do like it, excuse me. And so you only have one server, and just click close, that's fine. And then here's multiplayer settings. So you want to be sure to unclick this and click that, else it'll get really, 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 really confusing. You can set your call sign right here. Pick the server that is closest to you. I believe they are all connected, but please don't quote me on that. for instance, we can do the Los Angeles one. Why not? So if I click connect, you'll see I'm connected. And no, whoa, there's actually people online here. Let's take a look at our map. So there currently is a KSFO tower, which is fine because we actually wanted to see that. So you'll notice that he has currently some people going away, some people coming in, and that's basically it. So I'm actually going to go switch and probably play K Oakland Tower right now because it's something I really enjoy doing. But for now, guys, this has been a great tutorial, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you all very much for watching. I'm Emir333, and